Okay, here we go.
During the politically correct era, and what we have to expect in Hollywood after the Me Too movement and the Black Lives Matters are done. The two of you, Andrew and Julia.
Well, okay.
This is so bad on so many levels, and all three of their reactions. Andrew Garfield literally turned around, full body turned around in his chair. And
that face.
Ayo's response is very much a like, oh, here we go again. And Julia is like in disbelief, almost like she's like, no, that is not, it could not be what just happened here. That could not be. Every single one of them being extremely weirded out by this question, because it's an insane question to then go, the two of you. I'm going to ask a question pertaining to the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter being over and not ask the black woman. I don't care to hear from the black woman of this trio.
Can you repeat that? And I can, with your sunglasses on, I can't tell which of us you're talking to. So
the question was for Julia and Andrew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Julia Roberts even gives her an out. She's like, okay, let's do this again. I need you to ask the question again and specify who you're asking. I'm going to give you a chance to rephrase that and to address to the group. And no.
Now that the Me Too era and the Black Lives Matters are done, what we have to expect in Hollywood and what we lost if we lost something with the politically correct era.
Also, Ayo's face throughout this whole thing is just a masterclass. This is a performance in and of itself.
Well, it's not done.
Like, the breakdown. Every eye movement, head movement.
Of us you're talking to. So
the question was for Julia and Andrew. Mm-hmm. Now that the Me Too era and the Black Lives Matters are done, what we have to expect in Hollywood and what we lost if we lost something with the politically correct era.
Well,
it's not done.
Sorry. I know that that's not for me, and I don't know if it's purposeful if it's not me, but I just am curious. I don't think it's done. I agree
it's
with
not
you.
done.
I don't think it's done at all. I think maybe hashtags might not be used as much, but I do think that there's work being done by activists, by people every day. That's beautiful, important work that's not finished. That's really, really active for a reason, because this world is really charged.
Yeah.
And that work isn't finished at all. Maybe if there's like not mainstream coverage in the way that there might have been
daily headlines
in the way that it might have been 8 or so years ago, but I don't think that it means that the work is done. That's what I would say.
And the movements have.
Okay, she's so good. She's so good because she was right to answer that question and then point out how she was not asked to answer that question. Yeah, also, that reporter's not racist. She's just Italian. In the same way that Andrew Cuomo is not a sex pest, he's just Italian. Come on. People don't understand the way that Italians do stuff. Okay? They can't be racist. They can't be sexist. They can't be, they can't be causing problems. They're just Italian. Forget about it.
Been halted anyway.
Yes.
Like the movements are still absolutely alive,
Yes.
as you say.
It's also this journalist showing her fucking ass that she is saying these movements are done because of backlash to these movements, and because those in power are not doing enough to better the lives of people who are fighting for equality, who are fighting for fixing these systems. And it's always frustrating because the work of people who have been doing this work long before there were hashtags, long before Nancy Pelosi and members of Congress like got on the, took a knee, long before they were doing just the aesthetics of progress. Activists are out here doing this work, and they are always being devalued because they do not have the spotlight, because they are not the ones who they are not the ones who unfortunately are like get asked questions about, hey, what's going on with Me Too and Black Lives Matter? Seems like it's totally over.
Maybe not as
Labeled
labeled
or
or covered,
covered.
or like witnessed as or kind of magnified as much in this present moment.
I just think Ayo does such a beautiful job at handling this bullshit. She's so good. She's so good. She's really such a brilliant person, and I love her. I love her work. I just love everything about her, and the way she handled this was so good. It's crazy to think she even thought this was an appropriate question for Julia Roberts. I mean, she looked at the three of them and went, okay, I'm going to ask a question about Black Lives Matter and Me Too movement to the white man and the white lady. And as I said, Ayo Edebiri, who's a black woman, being excluded on responding to this question is quintessential, like, I just want to hear from white people. And I'm sure the journalist was like, but I'm asking a question about the Me Too movement, so I'm asking Julia, who's a woman. So that's why I want to hear from Julia. A Reddit comment said she follows neo-Nazi accounts. Well, here's her response. If you have not seen this, somehow it gets worse. Okay. Are you ready for this? Because if you thought the interview question was bad, wait for Federica Polidoro's response on Instagram. Following an interview, I have been subjected to personal insults and attacks because of a question that, for some reason, was not well received by some members of the public. If it had just been that would have been bad enough. Oh, but she keeps going. That's just the opening line. That is the opening line. She continues on. I find it striking that those who unjustly accuse me of racism and consider themselves custodians of justice find acceptable violent language, personal attacks, and cyberbullying. I would like to clarify that rather than focusing on the thoughtful responses of Ayo Edebiri, Julia Roberts, and Andrew Garfield. Oh, the thoughtful responses of Ayo Edebiri. Remember how you purposefully excluded her from the question? So now you're going to act as if this was the plan all along? I can't believe you guys aren't paying attention to how thoughtful Ayo's response was, even though I purposefully didn't want her to answer the question. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're the problem. The discussion continues solely on how I should have phrased the question. All the contributions from those present were reported in full in the published interview without any omissions. No, bitch. It's not just about how you should have phrased the question. It's the fact that you purposefully, explicitly excluded the black woman who was sitting there and who was the one that gave you the thoughtful response. To date, I'm not aware of any protocol that dictates the order in which questions must be asked in an interview. Oh my God, how do you say shut the fuck up in Italian? Censoring or delegitimizing questions considered uncomfortable does not fall within the practice of democracy. Only the Journalists Association is authorized to evaluate the work of professionals in the field, not social media tribunals. Okay, so we're 3 paragraphs in, and she has not acknowledged the major problem, which was that she asked the question only to Andrew Garfield and Julia Roberts. What is not comprehendo? To those who unjustly accuse me of racism, I would like to clarify that... Are you ready? I would like to clarify that in my work, I have interviewed people of every background and ethnicity, and my own family is multi-ethnic, matriarchal, and feminist with a significant history of immigration. She went beyond the I have a black friend card, and she pulled out the my family history card. Oh my God. Never forget, Italian people are POC. I have collaborated for over 20 years with numerous national and international publications of all political orientations, always approaching my work with openness and professional rigor. In my view, the real racists are those who see racism everywhere. There is racism everywhere for those with eyes to see. And seek to muzzle journalism, limiting freedom of analysis, critical thinking, and the plurality of perspectives. I cannot believe how fucking bad this statement is, because you kind of get used to the bullshit like PR apology of, oh, you know, it was not my intention to be to insult to anyone I've offended. Like, I apologize. You know, I was just trying to do my job, blah, 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 blah. So when somebody hits you with oh, not only am I not going to fake apologize, I'm going to quadruple down. I'm going to quadruple down in a way that you have never seen before. I am going to create an environment that is so quadrupling down. Journalism's role is to ask questions, even on delicate topics, with respect and responsibility. And you did neither of those, Federica. That's what we're trying to point out to you. Okay? You had neither respect nor responsibility. I will not tolerate or accept defamatory or violent language, and I reserve the right to seek legal protection against those who, in recent days, have chosen to hide behind the digital mob to insult and attack me instead of seeking a civil and constructive discussion. Nah. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. This
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's anti-Italian discrimination.
Hey, the most oppressed people on the planet, Italians, okay? Nobody understands them. Nobody gets them. Yeah, multi-ethnic means her uncle's Sicilian and the immigrants are German. I need to know what she considers multi-ethnic as a way to be like, no. I'm cool with black people because my family is also POC. I gotta know. I mean, we know, but I gotta know. If I was Julia Roberts, she'd be banned from future junkets. Here's what should be done in this situation. This woman, Federica Polidoro, should no longer have a coveted spot at these press junkets. These are not spots that they just hand out to anybody, which is why I'm like, why the fuck did this woman have, like, why is she in this position in the first place? Because I can't imagine this is the only time she has shown her fucking ass. I'm sorry, somebody who is this explicitly reprehensible, there's just no way that this is the first time she has said and done something like this.